do you guys remember the content creator Denims, who basically put out a like who kind of put out or was accused of putting out a hit on Grums? You guys remember her? And again, it could be different, but from the brief thing I saw before I stopped and said, okay, I want to talk about this on stream, she and her followers apparently went after H3H3 so hard, they got CPS called on them. As in H3H3 got CPS called on them. They, like, Denims and or her community. Yeah, you mentioned that, Alex. We're gonna jump into this. And the blurb, I don't know if Rev is going to say anything. I'm gonna wait to see if Rev brings up. Denim says something, because this is part of the Asmin clip that I saw, as soon as I saw this, I cut it off and said, okay, I need to do this on stream. She says something that made me want to reach through the fucking screen and bitch slap the ever-living fuck out of her. So, let us jump into this, and let's see if it's as bad as I think or if it's even worse. So, let's do this.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going to be talking about the very despicable H3H3 situation, which of course involves Ethan Klein and his family. Now on the internet and amongst content creation, there's always going to be some beef and drama and controversy, but you always hope there's a certain extreme that is never reached. And unfortunately, that's exactly what happened in this situation, where people who dislike Ethan Klein and his content and his opinions on things decided to make a call to CPS. So now his family is being investigated as a result of those mandated responses. This is a very gross situation. I don't really care for either.
And bearing in mind, CPS is notorious for just coming up with shit and using any excuse they can to try and take kids away. How many families have been destroyed because of false CPS reports? That someone's just butthurt about something, and they call CPS, CPS goes in there, and they destroy a family because someone outside the situation was pissed off and just said, I'm going to stick CPS on them. Yeah, but Leo, this is people who do have children. We're not talking about people call CPS on someone and they don't have kids. I'm talking about people with families that have CPS called on them. CPS rips those families apart because they received a false report and they're too fucking lazy to actually investigate. Like, they will turn people's lives upside down and inside out on a false fucking report. And I don't even want to think about how many of these cases actually come out as being false. CPS is Child Protective Services, Stefan. That's what it is. And I'm not sure where Ethan and his family reside, because where they reside is definitely going to factor into how badly CPS will fuck up their lives. So, and if Rev shows the Denims clip, you're going to see me rage.
Ethan Klein or his podcast or anything like that. But I do care about people weaponizing something like CPS, which is already very understaffed and overworked.
And it's been weaponized for years.
Oh, fuck,
he's in LA?
It's absolutely...
Sorry, Rev. He's in LA. That's not good. CPS in LA does not hesitate to rip families apart. From what I have heard, basically the major cities, CPS in the major cities, it will, with half-ass information, will tear families apart. Because I don't know if it's inflated egos, if they're so overworked they can't be bothered to actually investigate. I don't know what. LA is not a good place to have CPS called on you.
Ridiculous. You're putting a family in a terrible situation, and people are just shameless about this. And we're even having some large content creators legitimizing some of the actions of these people who claim to be responsible for making this call. Now, what happened that initiated all of this? Well, recently, Ethan Klein on one of his podcasts talked about how I believe his 3-year-old child contracted Giardia, which over 1 million Americans each year contracts. Okay, it's not some rare disease like people will try to claim. And he believes this happened because his recent rescue dog was sick and made an accident somewhere in their home, and their 3-year-old who's crawling around on the ground must have come into contact with it before anyone else discovered it and then contracted this disease.
But yeah, Robo, it's like your circumstances may be very different. Like CPS does work legitimate cases. They do respond to legitimate cases where their intervention is required. I'm not saying that CPS only does, crooked shit like this. They do work legitimate cases. There unfortunately are a lot of circumstances where CPS gets it very fucking wrong. Alistair, Ethan Klein, H3H3, he's a content creator on YouTube, and I think on Twitch. He basically do a podcast. He does a podcast with him and his wife. And he's considered controversial.
Obviously, it's very unfortunate and gross, but according to every expert I can find here, not something that warrants a CPS report to be made. And here is an actual pediatric nurse talking about this sort of thing as basically something that's very common.
And guess what we all understand? Children walk on the ground, put their hands on the ground, put their hands on toilet seats, put their hands on side rails, and then stick it in their mouth because they're 2 years old.
So basically, yes, kids do dumb things and get sick as a result sometimes. But people took this as an opportunity to make these calls to CPS with the goal in mind of having his children taken away. So that's how extreme this is getting.
And that is some absolute sick shit. This is kind of almost worse than swatting. Okay, no, it's not almost worse than swatting. This is swatting adjacent. Okay? Because the scary part is CPS is more likely to respond to anonymous tips than police will with a SWAT. It is swatting adjacent, and my fear is particularly because this is getting traction in sort of like the newsscape. I have a legitimate fear now that content creators with families, that this is going to happen more. No, Shadows, they did this? They called CPS not because they were legitimately concerned about the kids. This was a targeted attack because they just don't like H3H3. Let us not fuck with this. CPS was called not because of any concern for the kids. They used what Ethan said about his child getting sick. They used that as the excuse to call CPS and to tell CPS that Ethan is letting his child get sick and it's an unsafe environment. So it was used as a bullshit excuse, but CPS actually followed up on it because CPS, if they receive even an anonymous tip about something happening with a child, they have to follow it up. So what scares me is that this is going to become normalized. That when people get pissed off at a content creator, and if they have any information about where this content creator resides, they're going to have and they have a family, that CPS is going to get called on them. I can see this becoming as more common, especially because this is getting traction in the newsscape, and it's getting out there that this can happen. That is, and I suspect that if that does happen, which I do think it will, you can bet a lot of content creators are going to start pulling back with like it making and not saying anything about their personal lives, about their families.
No one is safe in this world.
No, it's not. This is going to if this starts getting if this kind of doxing starts getting traction, you're going to see a lot of content creators really start as ones with families. You're going to see them start pulling back even more and revealing, being less, revealing less about themselves, being less open with their audiences because they don't want to risk the chance of their locations getting out or putting out any information that can be used by someone via CPS. So this is I can foresee this being the start of a very, very dangerous trend.
And of course, here are some of the lovely individuals who are supporting this sort of action from the H3H3 snark subreddit, where there's a whole lot of unhinged behavior there. But this is one of the people from that community.
Take care of your fucking kids. Why don't you tell your wife, too? She should be taking care of your kids, too. Both of y'all.
Fuck yourself, you blue-haired fucking freak.
Cheer 100. This is why I become a VTuber as opposed to a FaceTuber. I don't want to give any clues to my location to any enemies I make just for existing.
It's not even that. But this fucking blue-haired freak show, unless this thing has children, they need to shut their goddamn mouth. You do not have... Number one, you're going off of what content creators are saying about H3. You have no evidence. Some person, and I'm guessing this person follows Denims. Darren fucking T, this person follows Denims. Has no information. They're going off what a fucking bitch content creator who hates Ethan Klein in the first place, who has no problems with calling hits out on people, saying, oh, Ethan doesn't take care of his family. Call fucking CPS. We, as a viewing audience, see a fraction of the time. We see a content creator a fraction of the time in their lives. You have zero right to make this accusation unless you see this content creator actively abusing their child on stream. You need to kindly shut the fuck up and not, make assumptions that do not exist. Like, okay, I want to hear what the rest of this thing is saying, and yes, I'm calling this person a thing, because I honestly have no idea what this person is supposed to be. Based on the voice, I'm guessing they're transgender, but I don't fucking know anymore.
Your wife, too. She should be taking care of your kids, too. Both of y'all. Instead, you're posted up complaining about how you got CPS called and they're investigating you, homie. And you're posting on Instagram? Ah.
Words escape me. You're gonna talk about you need to take care of your family, homie, when you look like somebody took the cyberpunk character generator and just hit random a bunch of fucking times. Look at you. Look at you. You have 50 million piercings in your face. Look at what's in your fucking car, which this is illegal to have in your car, by the way. You're doing this from your car. It's illegal to have this shit hanging down in front of the driver's view, you dumb fuck. And you're gonna act like you're so much better than Ethan Klein when you don't have a fucking clue how he is as a father, how his wife is as a mother. You don't have any fucking clue, you dumb cunt. You need to shut the fuck up. 'Cause your mouth is writing checks that your brain can't cash. Yeah, Laruck, yeah, this person looks like they're, but like, the way they look and the way they're talking, they are high on something. I don't know what it is. But they are fucking high on something. You had zero room to be casting judgment on fucking anyone. You stupid thing.
Oh, I hope his kids get taken away from him. Oh, I hope so.
The normal people, right? The normal people. So that.
And by the way, these are the same people that will go after someone for wrongthink. This freak show is the same kind of person that will go after the average citizen simply for having wrongthink. And then cry when they get their ass kicked for it. Oh, that's not balding, Carboy. I think this person would shave their head because they think it's fashionable.
That's what we're dealing with here. These people are not only supporting these unhinged actions, they're also being legitimized by a lot of content creators. And that's kind of where we're going to go with this in just a second. But as you might guess, Ethan Klein is filing a police report about this, claiming it's a fraudulent CPS call. And unfortunately for a lot of people who didn't realize this at the time, that is something that carries both civil and criminal penalties if you make a fraudulent CPS call. And if it is determined to be fraudulent, they can give over the information of who made that call. So whoever did this, I hope they're ready, because you messed with this dude's family and he is clearly going to go at any length to make sure justice is served here. So yeah, I hope it was all worth it for the person who was responsible for that.
Wait. So this is what was happening with the whole thing with Reddit. Because he's talking about protesting at Reddit HQ. So this was the Reddit on fire thing. Okay. I'm curious if Rev is gonna go into how this happened on Reddit, because I have no idea. I don't go on Reddit, so I have no idea. I'm really curious how this all started on Reddit. I'm guessing it's the Denims thing, but we're gonna find out.
But one of the points Ethan has made in his most recent video talking about all of this is that there's a lot of parties at fault here. You have Reddit and Twitch, and of course how they cater to and allow a lot of extremism and crazy stuff to exist, including illegal things on their platform, and seemingly never want to do anything about it. I mean, we literally just talked about this with Reddit yesterday. And then he blames the specific subreddit, the Snark one. And he also blames some content creators for basically legitimizing some of these crazy people and these crazy portions of the internet by constantly reacting to them or sharing information that they have posted and things like that. And he names several people, including Hassan Piker, as well as Denims TV. And we're going to quickly go over Hassan here because he outright denies having any role in this. But unfortunately for him, as he always does, he is trusting his chat to be telling the truth on everything. And someone in his chat came in and said that Ethan is directly blaming him for the CPS call, which is not what he said. And this was Hassan's reaction to that.
He said that? Bro, is there a thing that happens? Is there a thing that happens on the planet to Ethan that I am not responsible for?
And you can see some people saying, stop lying.
There is no world in which I would ever fucking entertain that, okay? That is a psychotic thing. Especially because, let me tell you why I would never do that. Because I'm not Ethan fucking Klein.
So that's his interesting logic on the situation based on what he is believing from his chat. So he's saying, I would never do anything like this because I'm not Ethan Klein, which is some insane logic.
Yeah. Like, okay, do I have the... What did Hassan file the CPS? No, I'm 100% believe that it was one of the brain dead followers. But what is this verbal diarrhea? Let me tell. Why would I do that? Let me tell you why I would never do that. Because I'm not Ethan Klein. What? How does that make sense? That only makes sense. This statement only makes sense if Hassan literally had a stroke halfway through saying this line. This makes no fucking sense. I wouldn't do that because I'm not Ethan Klein. Like, the fuck are you talking about, you dumbass? I would never do that because I wouldn't do it to myself because I'm not Ethan Klein. It's like, what? He's not even using deflection, Victor. She doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. This is literally word vomit. He's responding, and I don't know, maybe he did have a stroke halfway through talking. Because this doesn't make any logical sense. The words that came out of his mouth make no fucking sense. At all. This is not even mental gymnastics. It's not. This is not even mental gymnastics. He's saying, I'm not Ethan Klein, so I would never do that. To myself. Hassan, for the love of fucking Christ, stop fucking talking. You're a moron. Your ability to speak is fleeing from you as fast as his legs can carry it. You need to just stop fucking talking. Please. For your own sanity. Stop fucking talking, you dumbass.
It's basically implying that Ethan Klein is the type to call CPS on people. Like, have you seen him do that before or something? Are we missing some information on that?
Ethan Klein is the kind of person to call CPS on himself. That's, if reading this, he's saying Ethan Klein is the type of person to call CPS on himself. Maybe maybe that's supposed to be insinuation that he's attention seeking and doing it for clicks, like for drama. That's the only explanation that this can make. But he's not even implying that, so he's just being a fucking moron.
But also later on, about 30 seconds later, he would say the people who did this were wrong as well. But you can notice here the prioritization, right? Immediately condemning Ethan Klein in this situation for having a fraudulent CPS call on him before he condemns the people who did it. That's very strange, but not surprising whatsoever. But the other person mentioned, who we're going to focus on pretty much for the rest of this video, is Denims TV. They have played a pretty big role in stoking the flames of this whole situation on multiple streams. And this is someone who's we've come across a couple times on this channel. She's infamous for several controversies involving things like this, which I got a small little cameo in here. Basically, there's a situation where we made a video talking about Mark Kern getting a $20,000 bounty on his head for his opinion on Stellar Blade. And then Asmongold reacted to that, and then Denims TV reacted to that, and she said, I want to up the bounty to $30,000. A very Twitch-like thing to say. And then she had this lovely tweet to give you another idea of who she is and what she's about. She swiftly deleted this one from last year, where she said, streaming is harder than working a 12-hour shift and having a 4-hour commute to go along with it. She also was...
Okay. This one, we're off topic here, but I will say it's different. You know, working a 12-hour shift, depending on where you're working, it is... Streaming can be difficult. It is mentally. Like there is a gross difference between working a job where especially where there's physical labor involved and streaming. Working a physical labor type job or a job that entails physical labor is tiring. Streaming, especially when you're ramped up, can also be tiring. Yes, Kevin, it is. And I'm pretty sure the FBI got contacted when she did that too. Yeah, the statement could be like, this is one I'm gonna do a rare gimme with Denims. I do understand what Denims was trying to say with this. Because when you're streaming, particularly when you get amped up, it can be mentally exhausting. Or if you're streaming and you hit a rut and you just don't know where the fuck to go with the stream, and you're scrambling mentally to try and do something for the stream so the people within your stream are entertained, yes, that can be mentally exhausting. It is no better or no worse than working a non-streaming job where, particularly in a physical labor, it is two different kinds of exhaustion. I think that may have been what she was trying to say here. She did it very poorly. I do think that may have been what she was trying to express here. And he just fucked it up. So that's like the singular gimme I'm gonna give her. Now, let's rip her the fuck apart.
She also was a member of this Twitch panel that is very infamous. You can see her right here. She was a part of this.
I know, Victor.
Twitch-sponsored and
I do that during
Capcom,
reacts.
Chevron, and Samsung-sponsored Twitch panel where they ranked people based on how Arab they are. So the more Arab they were, the better they are, and the more Jewish they were, the worse they were. And of course, you can see the first person on the bottom here is Ethan Klein. And of course, her obsession with Ethan Klein seems to be pretty well documented. So this is a screenshot from a fan page called...
Yes, it did. Oh, by the way, I missed a few people. GC Pad and Mistress Alexis. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, Frogan was one of them that got banned. I think everyone on that panel caught either a 2-week or a 30-day ban. So I'm pretty sure the entirety of this panel, I believe, except for, is that Hassan right there? I can't tell. I can't tell if this is Hassan or not. I don't know. But basically, Frogan at the very least, I don't know if Denims caught a ban for this. Frogan, yeah, Jack, I believe I thought the entire panel caught a 30-day ban. Okay, that's Hassan, just a lookalike. So yeah, this entire panel caught a 30-day ban.
Ember is launching a reality bomb of extreme rage.
We're dead now. So yeah, they did catch a ban for this fucking thing because this was a Capcom sponsored TwitchCon event. No, Frogan got banned for this. This is what Frogan got banned for. This panel. Not for the veterans comments. Twitch didn't give a fuck about the veterans comments. This panel that happened at TwitchCon is what caught the ban. All of them caught that 30-day ban.
The first person on the bottom here is Ethan Klein. And of course, her obsession with Ethan Klein seems to be pretty well documented. So this is a screenshot from a fan page called Denims Daily. And you can see right here, all of these thumbnails and videos are from only the last month. And every single one you're looking at is about Ethan Klein. Every single one. Literally, hours upon hours upon hours talking about this guy. Now, what's interesting is several videos have come out over the past 24 hours talking about the situation and mentioning this Denims Daily fan page, and they just nuked everything this morning. Just a few hours ago, they nuked the entire channel except for one video, which, by the way, thanks to this person, makes her look even worse. And you can see they left a few replies to people asking what's going on.
Ethan Klein is living rent-free in Denim's head.
Clearly, Leo. Clearly. Unfortunately, because he is living rent-free in her head, she has caused Ethan to be targeted by crazy people. Now, I'm not sure. I have not seen a clip yet. I do not know if Denims encouraged this or not. I do not know. Hopefully Rev will show the clip with her, the one that I started to see and then quickly shut it off. I do not know if Denims encouraged this or not. I'm very curious to see if she did. Because if Denims did not encourage this, her constantly commentating about Ethan Klein and someone going off their rocker and, out of her community and reporting Ethan and his family is not on Denims. Denims is not responsible for her community if she did not tell them to do this, if she did not encourage it. Again, I do not know if she did or not. I'm hoping we're going to find out.
And basically, they claim there's an organized attack by people like Asmongold and other content creators who made videos on the subject. Like, they literally coordinated this.
Oh, actually, I should read this. They're launching an organized attack. Okay, you've disappeared off YouTube. You know if Asmongold had kids, CPS would actually take them off him too. They're launching an organized attack, 2 same videos in just 5 hours. Even though all the CPS claims they're making are complete nonsense, they're cutting and combining clips together to manipulate their people. I don't like them. I've permanently deleted most of the clips about Denim. I've hidden reaction videos where they were trash-talking Denims. Oh, this person's running major defense for Denims. Oh, shit. I don't care about the comments they leave here or how they try to ruin the YouTube community here. What matters to me is that Denims doesn't get hurt because of this channel. Oh my god, they're a simp. Whoever runs this channel is simping hard for Denims. Okay, Denims clips. I don't know if you watch my stream. I don't know if you watch my YouTube channel. Here is a little message for you, Denims clips. You can simp and run defense for her all you want. She's not going to fuck you. Okay? No matter how much you stand for her, no matter how many Denim clips you post, where you paint her in the most glorious light you can, know how much you commentate on any social media platforms, she ain't fucking you, gamer. She's not. Give it up.
This together to try to attack Denims and this fan page. And they go on to say a bunch of stuff. I mean, this is exactly the kind of person you would expect to run a fan page for Denims TV. They even say things like you should touch grass and become better people. Well, of course, supporting this individual. It's very rich. And they say a bunch of other stuff. They're basically a giant...
No. Hang on. Back the fuck up. Alright, Chochi said the fact that you deleted everything adds to your scum. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. And they respond with, dude, you're pathetic. This channel does not belong to Denims. Right, you're a pathetic little tier 3 stan that is hoping and praying that Denims is gonna slip in your DMs and say, hey, big boy, why don't you come on over and suck me? I don't even know Denims personally, but you so desperately want to. Let's not fuck with this. You desperately want to. I have no message history with her. Not for lack of trying, I'm sure. I just watch her streams and create YouTube clips. You can't seem to understand this. Maybe she doesn't even know this channel exists. And yeah, this dude made an entire channel around her. He, and I'm guessing it's a he, 100%, is hoping to God Denim sees this, messages them, and says, hey, do you want to meet? You and your friends who have been manipulated by Triple X come here and say deleting everything just adds to scum. You have no brain, go touch grass. Dude, maybe you should follow that advice. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. You're being manipulated. You come here acting like Denims deleted all the videos yourself. No, pretty sure they're saying you should be ashamed of yourself because you deleted all the videos now that shit's hit the fan. And you went, oh shit, they might point to this channel as being a means for inciting this. You're trying to protect yourself, so yeah, it makes you look scummy. Because you were promoting it. On top of that, you think you've accomplished some big conspiracy. Now they just know that you're a piece of shit. That's not a smart way to think. Focus on building a new, better life for yourself. Oh, now you're trying to turn this around. Yeah, basically, Atanashi. Yeah, they're saying if my channels cause them problems, I'll never get to meet her. I'll never get to fuck her. Oh God, I need to delete everything right away. Yeah, that's 100% the thought process. Oh God.
A bunch of other stuff. They're basically a giant white knight. Okay.
Oh, and here we go. Here we go. You all seriously seem to have below average IQ because, of course, you're going to try and pull up that little chestnut from the very person you claim to hate. Because I saw in an earlier post, earlier up in this feed, they were talking about how it was like Trump-esque. Where was it? Where was it? I saw something in this. Where was it? They equated some of this to Trump. And so interesting that they immediately jumped to one of his patented insults of quoting the below average IQ. Interesting how quickly they default to that.
Expected at this point. However,
the delusion is strong with this one.
So on a March 1st unlisted VOD from Denim Switch. In that VOD, numerous chatters were suggesting to call CPS on Ethan and Hilia Klein. Earlier today, Denims has denied her and her chat ever mentioned CPS. Ho-ho. Oh, I can't wait to see this.
Denims TV, after getting this flack over the past couple of days for seemingly stoking the flames, everything going on, has outright denied everything. Okay, she is trying to say that she never suggested it. And of course, again, that's kind of a misrepresentation of what people are criticizing for. But let's listen to this real quick.
Shit in their house. And then Denims hosts this and see what she says. And then now we wonder why people are calling Child Protective Services.
But they called it before I even did this stream.
As pointed out here, that's an outright 100% verifiable
lie.
Oh boy,
here we fucking
so
go.
The stream that's being referred to there, in the clip that's being referred to, was actually posted 2 days before the CPS call was made. And we know this because she has gotten rid of the VOD from that stream, which was on March 1st, and then 2 days later, the CPS
I think this
call
may be,
was made.
this may or may not be the one.
She did this on her own volition. She privated this or unlisted it, whatever. She got rid of
unpublished it
because clearly she thought there was something that would make her look bad. And you can see also, just again,
unfortunately for her, she wasn't fast enough. And someone clearly downloaded the VOD before she could unpublish it. Oops.
To really drive this home, every single stream you're looking at here, except for this one, which maybe she talked about him at some point, I don't know, but all of these other ones are about
Which
Ethan
does,
Klein.
yes, but people
And you can
can't.
see the duration. 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours, all this time talking primarily about this guy. Like, this is absolutely deranged behavior. But let's continue on with that clip. And this is a clip from that now unlisted, deleted VOD, whatever the current status is. And she's reacting to this individual, Bad Empanada, who I listened to some of his video that he posted. Again, his channel is like the same thing. It's all Ethan Klein. And in this, you'll be hard-pressed to go 5 seconds without this guy either outright lying or making assumptions about the private life of Ethan Klein and his family, information he would never know. But let's listen.
His dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons.
What does that have to do with anything? You don't know anything about that lawsuit.
So I assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps
how do you know he doesn't have a housekeeper?
So now,
by the way, with Sora, how do you know that he has dogs shitting all over his mansion? Like, okay, I don't follow Ethan Klein. Is this something that is widely broadcasted, that Ethan's dogs, has he said that his dogs shit all over his home all the time? He has said it? He said that they shit all over the place? Okay.
The house is just like covered in dog shit, and he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it or.
Wait, what is with this comment? He isn't only adulting underage girls. What is this? Does anybody have any idea what this is all about? Like, was there some kind of accusation about him regarding underage individuals? I don't remember ever, like, I don't know much in regards to him. I don't remember hearing anything about that. Does anybody know what the fuck this is referencing? Accusations from Hassan's to me? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, like, where the fuck is Bad Traywreck coming up with this? Not that everything is covered in shit, though. Ethan said his dog has a disease, and everywhere the dog sits can be contaminated. Okay, so his dog. Oh, so basically, the issue is that is that his dog has a disease, and has, I guess, bowel problems. Okay. And this Alpanada fucker is basically equating that to the home is just entirely covered in shit. Yeah, because that's not a completely brain-dead fucking take on the situation.
Just
you
from
don't
like
know.
contact with it.
Hey,
with their
really,
hands or
Victor?
something, but they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from.
Just because you've never heard of it doesn't mean it can happen frequently, you dumb fuck. There are plenty of diseases out there that you may have never heard of because you've had no occasion to hear about them that are actually probably quite common. Okay? For fuck's sake, COVID is another term for an upper respiratory disease. Okay? COVID is lateral, if I'm remembering my etymology correctly, COVID is basically lateral to to influenza. It only gained prominence because of this particular strain was so virulent and so easily spreadable. But nobody heard about that until 2020, because we had a particularly virulent strain. So there are yes, cold, not flu. I equated the wrong virus. Yeah, it's a version of the flu. So there are lots of viruses and diseases out there that are actually reasonably common you may not know about. Because it's not within your sphere of knowledge. You have not had occasion to encounter it or deal with it. But just because you don't know about it doesn't mean that it isn't substantially common. Dumbass.
The dog shit that is all over his house.
Dude, how is it that like maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit. This is where Ethan tells a story about his family getting Giardia.
We already have mold Mondays. Now we have shit Saturdays.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses, it's very, very, very dangerous.
I mean, look at this.
Any fucking disease can be dangerous to children. Okay? The flu can be dangerous to children, potentially speaking. This is when you're talking about children, they have undeveloped immune systems. Any disease can be dangerous to them, not just Giardia.
Outrage here, like she's acting like she actually cares about the safety of those kids. It's so phony. And also, if you've been noticing, this is the chat, and you can see the amount of bold claims and also people encouraging CPS to be called.
When infants get the same sicknesses that adults get. There are lots of things that you can get as an adult. You're totally fine. You'll be A-okay.
Okay, Revan, I was debating if I wanted to mention something like this. It is not the same thing. Okay? Ethan saying something about Hassan himself is one thing. This is going after small children who have nothing to do with this, who are completely innocent. When you call CPS on someone, you're not hurting only the parents. You're hurting the children as well. Far more than you could be hurting the parents. Children, when CPS gets involved, that can scar children for life. It can fuck them up psychologically and ruin their lives. If you want to go after, if you want to like do shit against an individual, whatever. Okay, I'm not, right or wrong, I'm not even going to talk about that. This is involving fucking children. This was an attack specifically targeting children. Fuck that. It is not the same. Not even fucking close. You do not go after fucking children. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care what this person has done to piss you off. You don't go after the fucking children. Ha ha. Gotcha, bitch. That is a line you don't fucking cross. Okay? You do not cross that fucking line. Because now, you have just made yourself far worse than any quote-unquote extremist call-outs you have made against that other person. When you involve kids, you have completely changed the playing field. And it's game fucking on for you.
No problem. A child, a small infant that has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything.
No wonder his house is covered in
It's
dog
a child. They
shit,
get
and his
sick.
neglected
This is
children
life.
raised by nannies have contracted parasites previously unknown to science from the feces.
So this guy, he just said...
Wait. I want to hear that again.
Covered in dog shit, and his neglected children raised by nannies have contracted parasites previously unknown to science from the feces.
Face it. Bull fucking shit. That's a lie. That is, I guarantee that is a fucking lie that Ethan Klein's children caught a disease that was previously unknown to science. You are full of fucking shit. You do not want to know what you're talking about, and you are fucking lying just to try and smear Ethan. That is a bald-faced fucking lie. You...
So this guy, he just said that he neglects his kids. I mean, that's just straight up slander. This guy is saying he neglects his kids because he has nannies, which is correlation not found. And then he says this disease, Giardia, was unknown to human beings.
Man, he was talking about Giardia. So he's not only a liar, he's a fucking moron. He's a fucking idiot. He's either a complete idiot who can't take 5 seconds to Google something, or, the unlikely, he's lying. He's lying to try and make Ethan look bad. So, I forget, Empanado, whatever the fuck his name is a bald-faced liar. Flat the fuck out.
Until Ethan Klein. Unknown, despite over 1 million cases per year just in the United States. Again, this is a certifiably made-up claim that with a simple Google search could be disproven, but these people believe it because they want to.
I wonder why he skipped over all of this, because everything that he said, everything that I said in this story, which by the way was apparently compiled by his crew, playing...
No wonder this motherfucker's always sick. Yeah. Yeah, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. It makes sense why...
No! Denims, you idiot. That's... Okay, those words only come out of the mouth from someone who has never had any experience with small children. Small children get sick frequently. Anyone want to take a guess why that might be? Why do children get sick so frequently? Could it be because they have undeveloped or underdeveloped immune systems?
Quick Google reveals. Giardia is a genus of anaerobic flagellated protozoan parasites of the phylum Metamonada that colonize and reproduce in the small intestines of several vertebrates, causing the disease giardiasis.
Fantastic. Right now I don't fucking care. I care more about the fact that this uneducated thunder cunt can't understand the concept that small children have undeveloped or underdeveloped immune systems. The reason why they get sick so much is because their immune systems are learning what these fucking diseases are. There are diseases and viruses and bacteria all around us. Right now, chat, you are surrounded by viruses and bacteria in the air. Right now. Do you know why you're not sick? Because your immune system has learned what these viruses and bacteria are and can fight them. Small children get sick. That is when their immune systems learn about these viruses, learn about these bacteria, and learn how to develop the antibodies to fight them. That is why small children get sick frequently. It's part of the development. Their body is learning that these exist and are learning how to fight them. So children getting sick frequently is fucking common. In fact, it's good because their bodies and their immune systems are learning how to combat this. But Denims, because she's an uneducated moron, doesn't grasp this extremely basic and simple fucking concept because she's too busy lording her opinion over fucking everyone else. Guess what, Denims? You played yourself, and I'm calling you the fuck out, you bitch.
He doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening?
What an outrageous connection. Again, I don't think I have to really express why. But the point people are making, people like Ethan Klein, a lot of people criticizing Denims, is that they are legitimizing all of these claims and these subreddits and these people they're reacting to. And you can see the chat. I mean, is it really that much of a shock that potentially someone could go out there and act on this? Because this is what it looks like. Dozens of users saying over and over again, call CPS, that he's abusing his kids and all these things, and that CPS has to be called, and that this is neglect and all.
Zed, it's kids will get sick frequently if they're sick often with the same thing over and over again. Like their immune system is not learning how to fight it. Yes. But that, like, when you have kids that are constantly getting sick with the same thing over and over again, and their immune system has not learned how to fight it, yes, I agree. That is not good. But the immune system has to. Kids will get sick. They will get sick fairly often. Okay? I know this from personal experience with people with my own family. That getting sick fairly often is not uncommon. Because their immune systems are not developed yet. It does happen. If they get overly sick, if they're just constantly sick and they never get better, that is different. Getting sick and never getting better, or getting better and then immediately after getting sick again, no, that is not good. That is not, and that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to kids getting sick multiple times per year because their immune system is developing. That is what I'm referencing, not constantly being sick. Okay, we may be talking about two very different things here.
All of these things. But anyways, she would continue on to attack Gila Klein.
Here we go. Okay. This is the clip that I saw Asmund start to react to. And that is when I shut it off because I'm like, I need to see this on stream. I heard a snippet of it and I stopped. This is going to enrage me.
Obviously is Ethan Klein's wife. And she tries to say that her reaction to this, having CPS called on you and your children, was just her trying to farm for sympathy on the internet.
I think it's embarrassing for Ela here to be like, this is so traumatic for the kids. You're trying to traumatize the children. It's like, dog, you literally, the vast majority of people are, like, vast, are not remembering anything that happened to them at 3.
That. Denims basically just said, it's okay for something bad to happen to children, like CPS coming to your home, because they're not going to remember. You cum-guzzling thunder cunt. I have never heard a more boneheaded, brain-dead, sadistic take than this. This fucking cunt is goddamn near advocating the mistreatment of children. She's towing that fine line of advocating to mistreat children because at this young of an age, they're not going to remember it. Go fuck yourself. With a barbed wire encrusted bad dragon soaked in ghost pepper hot sauce with a stick of dynamite shoved up it.
Childhood trauma can linger for decades. I still get nervous behind the wheel because of an accident I was in.
Yes. Just because her dumbass doesn't understand how children work doesn't mean that children don't remember traumatic events. It's called imprinting moments. If the CPS show up to your house and mommy and daddy get scared, or God forbid CPS actually takes them away, you don't think the trauma of being ripped away from your parents will not be lifelong lasting? Yes, at 2 years old, these children will remember that feeling. They may not remember the details, but they're goddamn sure remember the feelings they experienced. And that will stick with them for the rest of their lives. But you don't care about that, do you, Denims? You just care about spouting off about shit you don't even know. Just to get yourself some clicks. Just to get yourself some subs. Fuck you.
So, as you can see, Denims wears many hats. This time, she is a child psychologist. And she knows and claims that apparently children as young as 3, they just don't have memories. They just don't remember anything. Which is an insane thing to say. And also, it's this crazy...
God help any children that she has. I pray to God she does not have children. If this is her fucking mentality, I pray she never has kids. Because if she ever has kids, there is a pretty good fucking chance that maybe CPS will show up at her home to take away her kids because she's fine with mistreating kids when they're young because they don't even remember it. And I don't want that to happen. Okay? If she ever does have kids, I don't want CPS showing up at her house. But if she were to ever have kids and she mistreats them because this is her fucking mentality, yeah, I do want CPS to show up and take those kids away. If she's mistreating them, yes.
Justification for the CPS call. Basically
I'm
saying,
54
well, it doesn't
years
really
old
matter.
and I can't get into a bathtub due to something happened to me in one I can't. Only showers.
Yeah, trauma sticks with you from a young age. It does.
Even if it's fraudulent, because these kids aren't going to remember it anyways, which again is an outrageous lie. These people have to outright lie in order to try to twist everything into their own narrative.
It's just sympathy, right? It's just she's just pulling like the IDF classic card of like
That's where I paused the videos when I heard her say that. That is deliberately that's flat out anti-Semitic. She's making the claim that Sheila is doing an Israeli military psyop. fuck you. That is flat out anti-Semitic. And goddamn it, Twitch, that's a ban. You love banning people for the dumbest fucking shit. Denims is being anti-Semitic here. Where is her ban? There's no other way to view that as claiming that Hila expressing trauma because CPS showed up at her home is an IDF ploy. How else would you describe that? And I have no idea what's going to come out of her mouth next, because this is the part where I stopped the clip earlier and said I need to wait for this up for on stream.
Like, please, my life is so difficult. Please, everyone that is against us needs fucking awful experiences because we're the ones dealing with the real awful experiences.
So again, another insane line of logic right there.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, Hila was in the IDF, which is not surprising because she was born in Israel. And when you turn 18...
Rev is going to say this. In Israel, as well as other countries, South Korea does this too. When you come of age, you are England does this too. To a degree. I can't remember if they were making a change for this, but there are several countries that do this. That basically, when you reach age of adulthood, you have mandatory military service. That's standard. You have I thought we had seen something recently, though, saying Britain was going to be making possibly a change to this, where you could either do 1 year of military service when you reach adulthood, or you could do like 2 years in do 2 years of a community service project. I forget which one. I think. But Israel's not the only country to do this. But of course, she's saying, oh, it's Israel, you know. She's making it sound like Hila was in some kind of like special forces in the Israeli military. Britain's voluntary, then maybe it was another country. I thought it was Britain that had that. Or maybe they were toying with the idea. I don't recall. But I know that multiple countries do have mandatory compulsory service for their military once you reach adulthood. The one I know for certain is Korea. Korea absolutely does that. I'm not sure if the Japanese do it for the self-defense force or not, and I'm pretty sure China does it. Well, okay, I'm not even gonna speak regarding North Korea, because North Korea, they're more enslaved than, doing military service. But yeah, South Korea does have mandatory military service for, I think I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2 years. I don't recall which, but South Korea certainly does it. She's equating this to Hila's, being in the military service. She's equating it to basically like the fact that she did mandatory military service, making her sound like a fucking psyop. She's making it sound like Hila was like a special forces Israeli commando that specialized in psyops or something. Once again, showcasing either that she's completely full of shit and lying out her ass, or she's so fucking dumb that she can't be bothered to, like, Google something. Picture Poison, she looks like a fucking idiot either way.
Whether you're a man or a woman, you have to join the IDF. And now she's using that against her to basically say that she's trying to throw this, like, classic card of theirs where they're trying to generate sympathy while being monstrous, awful people. And in this case, too, we're talking about the children. Are the children trying to make you feel bad? Again, trying to discredit everything that she's saying. And also, as she'll bring up over and over again, she tries to make it sound like she's some violent, awful, terrible person who's indifferent to human life. And that's just like how people...
Well, and that's because she's anti-Semitic. She's, she backs Hamas. She backs the Palestinians, so she views all Israelis as terrorists. That is her worldview. She has proven this. She views every Israeli as a terrorist. That's why she thinks this way, because she's fucking brain dead. She doesn't know how to think for herself. Who knows? Maybe she was gobbling on Hassan's cock too much, And some of that anti-Semitism got injected into her brain. I don't fucking know. But that is her worldview. So Hila must be an Israeli commando/terrorist because she's Israeli and because she was conscripted into the IDF, as is every fucking citizen of Israel.
People constantly call people Nazis and things like that because they want to dehumanize you. They want to make it so anything that happens to you is justified because you're this terrible boogeyman that they've portrayed you to be.
What, nothing more to say, bitch?
Did worse to Palestinian kids in the IDF. I mean, I'm sure she's thought about doing
What the fuck did she just say?
Hila did worse to Palestinian kids in the IDF. I mean, I'm sure she...
What the fuck is she talking about? What is she talking about? That Ilya did worse to Palestinian children than the IDF. That is such a colossally stupid take. I can't even describe it. That takes a special kind of talent. To be that fucking dumb. To make that statement. That takes talent. To be... She is genetically blessed with stupidity. This is like a genetic blessing of stupidity right now.
She's thought about doing terrible things to people when she was in the IDF. I can't comment on what she...
How do you fucking know? Wait. I want to hear... She was just about to say something. Hang on. I want to hear the full context here.
Was in the IDF. I can't comment on what she has or hasn't done. She seemed really...
You just did! Hang on. Hang on.
First to Palestinian kids in the IDF. I mean, I'm sure she's thought about doing terrible things to people when she was in the IDF. I can't comment on what she has or hasn't done. She seemed really excited to go on that.
No, but you're perfectly happy. You have zero fucking problem saying that she wanted to commit mass homicide to a certain ethnicity. You have zero fucking problems doing that, don't you? Don't you? Like, you have no problems making Helia out to sound like she's a fucking serial killer. That if she was allowed to cut loose, she would just go rampaging around, unaliving anyone of a certain ethnicity en masse. Honey, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. What you just said is slander. There are consequences for slandering someone like that. Amelia? I have no idea. I have no idea what Hilya's occupation in the military was. And I guarantee you Denims doesn't know either. All she knows is Hilya was in the IDF, and that automatically makes Hilya a terrorist. That's it. That is her train of thought. She knows fuck all, but she has no problems making these erroneous assumptions that can be extremely damaging to Hilya and can entice her followers to do shit like call CPS for no good reason and destroy a family. So she knows fuck all, but she's got no problem saying stuff to encourage her community. Because you notice not once in any of this are we hearing her saying, don't go after them. With everything that she has said, she has not said, do not go after them. Like, I do. I call people like this out all the time. I've ripped Hassan a new one. I'm ripping her a new one. But I say the same thing. And I say it now.
It's funny that these are the people calling the rest of us Nazis.
Oh, I know. I'm very aware of that. But they're also not doing what I am doing right now, which is telling all of you, don't go after her. Don't go into her Twitch streams and harass her. Don't go on to any of her, don't go harassing her on Twitter. Don't do any of that. Because just like with Hassan, if I catch anyone from my community going after and attacking someone, I will ban your ass so fast, it will make your head spin. Because that's not what we do. We are better than pieces of shit like this. I will call her out and I will lambaste her on stream till the cows come home and have fun doing it. But I'm not going to advocate people go after her. I will advocate that Ethan and Hila should get a fucking lawyer and sue her into oblivion. Hell yes, I'll advocate for that every day, the fucking all day, every day. In this case, but I will not advocate for anybody going after someone like she allowed her community to go after them.
That raid. And
yeah, that's pretty interesting. She says she can't really comment on what she did during her military service, but she seems like she's very excited about going after these kids, these Palestinian kids. But you know what? She does actually come out and say exactly what Hila is thinking in a different clip, as people have pointed out.
Just to like bring her back to reality for a second.
I mean,
if you opened the
guys, the IDF member is bringing us back to reality. Okay.
Fuck you, you stupid fucking cunt. Okay? Denims, you want to play that game? Everybody hang on. The anti-Semitic wants to spew more fucking bullshit. Hang on. Let's hear what the anti-Semitic has to say.
The IDF member is bravely taking a break.
Oh, the anti-Semitic bitch is calling her to task.
Sorry. Terror babies. Terror babies. Terror babies. Sorry.
Destiny.
Okay. Did we all hear what the anti-Semitic cunt had to say? Did we hear what she had to say there? I missed why she started suddenly saying terror babies. I don't fucking know where the hell that fucking came from.
Sorry. Terror babies. Terror babies. Terror babies. Sorry.
Destiny Sab.
Wait. Is this anti-Semitic calling Juliet and Ethan's children terrorist babies? Am I mishearing something? I need this in context. Because this sounds like she was saying that because these children are children of Ethan and Helia, they're automatically terrorist babies. Let's hear it again.
From killing unarmed children to bring IDF bringing us back to reality. Okay? The IDF member is bravely taking a break from killing unarmed children to bring us back to reality. Sorry. Terror babies. Terror babies. Terror babies. Sorry.
Destiny.
Okay. Okay. So, the anti-Semitic, yeah, Hybo, it's clicked. Now that I was talking over the anti-Semitic before, so I couldn't really understand. So what the anti-Semitic is saying, chat, is that because Helia was in the IDF, she is claiming that Helia unalived infants. That is what this anti-Semitic is claiming. She just flat out said it. She said, I'll play it again, so everybody can hear.
From killing, the IDF member is bravely taking a break from killing unarmed children to bring.
Just accused Helia of unaliving infants. Hey, Twitch! Last time I checked, that's a fucking ban. If you're going to go on stream and make the completely unfounded accusation that someone has unalived infants, last time I checked, that's kinda ban-worthy, Twitch. Anybody at Twitch HQ gonna speak up a little bit?
It's terror babies.
Up saying that she wants to game end babies, that she's taking a break from game ending babies. Yep, totally sane thing to say. I mean, this is just straight up defamation at this point. Like, I don't understand how anyone would tolerate this stuff. It's complete outrageous claims that again.
I hope to God Ethan and Helia go after her legally. I hope to God that they sue the shit out of her for this slander. 'Cause this is slander. Flat out fucking slander.
Twitch. Oh, since Palestine is so popular, and it's popular to hate Jewish people, and Israel, it's okay.
Like, Robo, we don't know if that's how Twitch actually thinks, okay? I'm not gonna pretend like I know the minds of the people in charge of Twitch. I'm not gonna pretend I understand. Their actions, though?
Denims needs Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, and Leo Terrell to give her hell.
That's certainly a question. That's certainly a question if it's gonna go that route. And like, yeah, and honestly, that's what I was saying. Like, we do not know what's in the minds of people in charge of Twitch. However, their actions are speaking quite loudly. Their actions on how they will bring the hammer down on anyone who says boo about anything regarding Palestine or Palestinians. They will drop the fucking hammer on them. Even if, you know, even if someone is playing video footage from their own golden child, they drop a ban hammer on them. But if you say something anti-Israel or anti-Israeli, keep on trucking, gamer. The only reason why they caught that ban before from that panel is Twitch's hand was forced. Probably because Capcom said, if you don't do something, we out. That's the only reason why. Twitch only bans people that are anti-Israel and pro-Palestine if their hand is forced. It's the only way it happens. And while we do not know the minds of the people in charge of Twitch, their actions speak very loudly.
Again, are trying to dehumanize her as some awful, disgusting person to distract you from the fact that people made a false call to CPS just to spite someone they don't like on the internet. That's what she's trying to distract you from because she wants to relish in this. She enjoys this result, clearly.
Oh, she loves it.
And is doing everything in her power to justify it. And it's just...
She probably feels like she's the architect of this event. I don't know that for sure. But she is acting like she's acting proud that this happened. And she's reveling in the aftermath. Almost like she's very proud that she was the unofficial architect of this.
Absolutely disgusting. Again, don't get lost in the sauce here. We're talking about people who are spending multiple streams trying to justify this behavior. A waste of resources, because we didn't really talk about that too much. CPS is already a historically understaffed, overworked field, okay? And you are wasting resources that could be used to protect children who are actually in danger, but instead we're wasting it on this nonsense, and we have people like this doing everything they can to justify it. It's disgusting. Let's hear from that pediatric nurse that we listened to just a few minutes ago.
How dare you? If you are not an actual pediatric healthcare provider, how dare you come onto my page and say you just have to feel if the vibe is off or not? You I see kids who go through things you couldn't even dream up in a nightmare.
Yeah.
I see real, true, evil, vile, horrific shit. If I heard the story that Ethan told, I would go, yep, checks out, that's a 2-year-old.
Yeah, these people are still doubling down and thinking this is rational and justified behavior by saying, well, I think the vibe's off a little bit, so...
Oh, and you know what this person is saying? It's hard to read because the text is small. This person is saying that as a mandated reporter, you don't need proof. You just call, if something's, you call CPS if you just feel off. That's what this uneducated fucking goober is trying to tell a pediatric nurse with God knows how many years of experience in her profession. Fucking internet, man.
Calling CPS is justified. That's how crazy this is. And honestly, things are getting even worse. In his reaction video to all of this that he posted a few days ago, Ethan would go into a further detail where apparently people from the one subreddit are now trying to 5150 him, which means put him into a mental hospital against his will by making concerned calls about his mental state.
Not only have they called CPS on us, now they're starting to try to call in a 5150 to get me committed. It's really gone on too far, and at this point, I'm ready to take no prisoners, take the gloves off, and call out everybody who needs to be called out. The thing is, once you target my children, then a line's been crossed that cannot be walked back. Once my kids are involved, when people are targeting my children, harassing my children, there's no...
Yeah, yes, Merlin. It's, like mandatory reporting is if a child comes in with unusual injuries or suspicious injuries, and when you're talking with the child and when you're talking with the parent, things are not adding up and your suspicions have been significantly aroused. That's when mandatory report. If you have something substantive, yes. If you have a situation where it's like, okay, average 2-year-old behavior, that's not mandatory reporting. Exactly. Good night, Stefan.
No length that I won't go to take care of this. And I think that's something that every parent can relate to. All these people, incidentally, who are promoting this type of insanity are, in fact, childless and will likely remain that way.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too surprising to say right there. But that's his response, and he's saying he's going to take every action possible to remedy this and to hold these people accountable who are doing this. And good for him. I mean, I'm glad that he's taking that route to a very unfortunate set of circumstances here. Like I said, I'm not someone who wants to go to bat for Ethan Klein. I just think the people who are doing this stuff are disgusting. And also the content creators trying to gloss over this or somehow justify it are also disgusting. And I think that's worth talking about today. But anyways, that's going to do for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I think Ethan is not all, I hope Ethan goes after Denims. I hope he ats the fuck out of Twitch after seeing this, after seeing this video footage out. And starts adding the fuck out of Twitch, like, are you willing to allow this to go unpunished? This person literally called my wife a child unaliver with zero evidence. I hope he adds Twitch. Oh yeah, she definitely knows she fucked up. I hope he's talking about going after Reddit because that's where all those calls to have Ethan 5150 for the mental welfare. That was happening on Reddit. That's why he's going after Reddit. That's why he's going to be protesting outside of Reddit, because Reddit just let this fly, no problem. Reddit's horrendously bad for this. This is fucked up. And like I said, this is opened the door. Yeah, they've always been this way, but now the door is being opened where I content creators, I think, are going to start stepping back from being as personable with their communities as they might once have been. Because now there is a very real threat that if some other content creator that has any kind of a significant audience decides to go after them, that creator's community is going to literally attack that target. And I can see a lot of content creators starting to pull back, not getting as personal, which could be part of their brand in the first place. It's kind of like the whole thing with I think it was Camille? No, who was it? The VTuber that got stalked and attacked. Camilla, thank you. Yeah. It's like the whole thing with Camilla. Camilla had the situation where, granted, this was not another content creator attacking her. It is not, okay? I'm just talking about how things like this can change people's lives. How Camilla got stalked by someone that gave her a gift at a con, showed up at her house, and now she can no longer accept gifts from her fans, which she loved doing, and actually had to move houses. Like, shit like this can change the lives of these content creators in the worst way possible. And this door being opened can cause more of this. These content creators may not go to more cons. They may not engage with their fans like they used to, where they're friendly and personable and able to share with them because they feel comfortable sharing with their community. They may not do that anymore because they could get attacked by some other content creator that decides to get a stick up their ass and send their community after them. This changes things. It changes things in a really bad way.